We're counting down the top 10 reasons goats are now on the front lines, defending California's most valuable infrastructure. From rising wildfire threats and the failures of traditional prevention to high-tech companies turning to four-legged fire breaks and luxury estates paying a premium for protection, these rankings reveal how and why herds of goats are rewriting the rules of disaster prevention. Let's begin with number 10, the wildfire crisis putting billions of dollars at risk. Wildfire season in California no longer follows a predictable schedule. What used to be a few tense months has stretched into a year-round threat, driven by hotter temperatures and record drought. Each season brings billions of dollars in damage as flames sweep through power lines, data centers, highways, and neighborhoods. The state's most valuable infrastructure now sits in the path of larger, faster-moving fires. Insurance payouts climb, and entire communities are left vulnerable. Traditional prevention tools struggle to keep up, leaving critical assets exposed and the cost of protection rising every year. Chainsaws and mowers can throw sparks, turning dry grass into kindling with a single misstep. Chemical herbicides seep into soil and waterways, leaving behind toxic residue that harms native plants and wildlife. Human crews face steep, unstable slopes where a wrong step can mean injury or worse. Machinery stalls on rugged hillsides, unable to reach the most dangerous fuel loads. Meanwhile, the cost of labor and equipment keeps climbing, stretching city budgets thin. These five gaps — ignition risk, ecological damage, crew safety, access limits, and rising costs — leave California searching for a safer, more effective answer. A single goat can eat up to 10 pounds of brush and dry grass every day, tearing through the fuel that would otherwise feed the next wildfire. Herds work methodically, clearing about 1 acre per day as they move across hillsides and ravines. As they graze, goats devour poison oak and thorny weeds that humans avoid, and their specialized digestive systems destroy most seeds before they can sprout again. Their hooves break up the soil, pressing dead material into the earth and helping water reach the roots below. Each step leaves behind manure, fertilizing the ground for healthier, more resilient regrowth. In 2009, Google tried something few expected from a tech giant: goats. Instead of sending out crews with mowers or spraying chemicals, the company brought in a herd to graze the steep, brushy slopes around its Mountain View campus. The goal was simple: protect billion-dollar data centers from wildfire without risking sparks or damaging the ecosystem. Goats handled terrain that machines couldn't touch, clearing poison oak and dry grass right up to the edge of critical infrastructure. The animals worked quietly, leaving behind nothing but trimmed hillsides and natural fertilizer. Google's experiment didn't just solve a local problem, it became a model for other companies, showing that sometimes the safest way to defend high-tech assets is a low-tech, four-legged crew. In Glendale, Grazers Inc. has turned goat grazing into big business. Their herd now tops 900 animals, making them the largest contractor of their kind in Los Angeles County. Each spring, city officials and homeowners, associations race to secure bookings, sometimes months before fire season even begins. The company's goats are in such high demand that the owner had to buy hundreds more just to keep up. Crews move from hillside to hillside, clearing brush for municipal contracts and private estates alike. As wildfires grow more unpredictable, Grazers Incorporated's calendar fills fast. By the time the first heat wave hits, every goat is already spoken for. The scale of their operation signals a new reality. In California, the path to safety is measured not just in fire engines, but in the size of your herd. Beverly Hills, Calabasas, Hidden Hills, and Westlake Village have joined the rush for goat-powered fire breaks. But here, the price reflects the stakes. Behind gated drives and manicured lawns, private estates and wealthier cities pay a premium for herds to graze right up to their property lines. Municipal contracts with companies like Grazers Inc. secure protection for some of the most valuable homes in the state, with fees far outpacing what smaller communities can afford. For these enclaves, the cost is justified by the promise of safety. Goats quietly trimming brush behind pools and tennis courts, creating invisible barriers between luxury and disaster. Yet as demand grows, the financial gap widens, raising questions about who gets protected and who gets left waiting when the next fire season arrives. Southern California Edison faced a challenge that no machine or crew could solve, protecting miles of power lines stretched across the steep, brush-choked slopes of the Sierra Nevada. 4 years ago, the utility brought in a herd of 400 goats to eat through dense undergrowth beneath live wires, on terrain too dangerous for people or equipment. As the goats grazed year after year, the brush did not just disappear. It stopped coming back with the same force. Regrowth slowed so much that Southern California Edison cut the herd to just 100 goats, maintaining the same clear corridors with a quarter of the animals. This measured approach did not just save on labor and fuel. It proved that goats could deliver long-term, landscape-level change, reducing fire risk and maintenance costs for one of California's largest utilities. Perched high above Simi Valley, the Ronald Reagan Presidential Library sits surrounded by acres of dry chaparral, fuel for any spark carried by the wind. Inside, priceless archives and irreplaceable artifacts document decades of American history. Protecting this hilltop site requires more than routine landscaping. Each year, Ventura County Fire Department allocates $935 per acre to bring in goat herds, creating a living barrier between the library's treasures and the ever-present threat of wildfire. The investment is steep, but the stakes are higher. In 2019, the easy fire raced up the hillsides, flames pressing dangerously close. Firefighters used the goat-cleared fire break as an anchor, holding the line where the brush had been eaten away. Without that perimeter, the outcome could have been very different. Here, the cost of prevention isn't just about dollars. It's about safeguarding a piece of national heritage from the next fast-moving blaze. City fire departments are now writing goat grazing directly into their wildfire prevention budgets. In Glendale, officials contract herds each year to clear dense brush on hillsides where crews and machines cannot go. Torrance followed suit, adding goats as a line item in their annual plan. The approach is spreading beyond city limits. The Bureau of Land Management doubled the number of acres grazed for fuel reduction between 2018 and 2022, scaling up efforts across public lands. Even with these official endorsements, demand for goats is outpacing supply. Herds are booked months in advance, and operators struggle to keep up as more agencies add grazing to their fire defense strategies. The shortage is now nationwide. There simply are not enough goats to cover every contract. As wildfires intensify, the pressure grows for more funding, more herds, and faster expansion. For now, the goats that are available are deployed where the risk is highest, creating living fire breaks that stand between disaster and survival. A single strip of cleared earth etched along a hillside can mean the difference between disaster and safety. When a wildfire races toward a neighborhood, that line, chewed down to bare soil by goats, stands as the last barrier between flames and homes. Firefighters call these fire breaks anchors, points where they can stop a fire's advance or redirect its path. In moments of crisis, the value of that work becomes clear. The owner of Grazers Inc. puts it simply, that line right there could save these houses, and it could help save lives. Goat-grazed fire breaks are visible from miles away, winding above neighborhoods and hugging the edges of critical infrastructure. After a herd passes through, the difference is unmistakable. Thick, dry brush replaced by a swath of open ground. When the wind picks up and embers start to fly, it is often this living barrier that slows the fire, buying precious minutes for firefighters and residents. Crews use these cleared zones to stage equipment, mount their defense, and hold the line when everything else fails. In a state where billion-dollar assets and entire communities sit in harm's way, these four-legged grazers have become an essential part of California's fight for survival. The line they leave behind is more than just a mark on the land. It is a promise of protection, and sometimes the reason families come home to their houses still standing. Across all 10 examples, one truth stands out. California's toughest infrastructure threats now demand natural defenses. Goats are not just a quirky solution. They are a necessity where technology and tradition fall short. In the age of megafires, the front line is four-legged. Nature fights fire, and the world is watching.